Hey everyone, so I've gotten a couple requests for transcriptions tabs of the various clips from the newer Elder songs that I've been posting, in Omens and In Procession. They're coming. I'm working on Blind right now from Reflections of a Floating World, and I wanted to finish that before I move on to the next album. I really love the next album, by the way. I'm looking forward to digging in and really figuring it out. It sounds like it's going to be a little bit easier than Reflections and Lore because the guitars seem more like distinctly panned and easier to hear. Although, because Elder isn't touring right now, there's no video footage, so I can't be absolutely sure that it's right. But you know, when they start touring again and people post video footage, I'll go back and revise if necessary. Anyway, I wanted to do this particular bit from Omens rather, that someone had asked me about, at the part of time index 134, that really pretty chord arpeggio passage, and I thought I would record a video with a better viewing angle on the guitar so you can see what I'm doing. Personally, I find that a little bit more valuable as a learning experience to see someone playing something and listen to it and try to figure out what that person is doing and why, as opposed to just reading a tab. Which is not to say that I don't find tabs valuable. I do. The reason I've been transcribing all these songs though is kind of selfish actually. I love them and they're ridiculously long and complicated, and I have been transcribing them mainly so I don't forget, because I want to be able to remember how to play these like a year from now. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to. But I'm really glad that everyone else is finding value in them as well. Thank you very much for all the positive feedback. That's really nice to hear. I'm going to keep making them and posting them as they're done. Anyway, this part from Omens, I don't know who's playing it, obviously, because again, they're not touring, there's no video footage. I don't know if it's Michael or Nick, and I'm not exactly sure that this is how it's being played. It seems the easiest way to play it to me, like the easiest way to play these particular notes, so I think it's pretty close. Anyway, as always, the guitar is in drop C. The chords are B minor, D, just simple triads, and these are actually the triads from Sunday Bloody Sunday, the old U2 song, which I love, by the way. But then it obviously diverges pretty quickly. It goes to G major 7. I love the complexity of these next few chords. B minor 7, A major, and then down to G major, although he's just playing, or I'm sorry, E major. He's just playing the power chord though, but in the key it would be E major. One thing to keep in mind while you're playing it is to try to be as fluid and legato as possible. Try to let the notes ring out as opposed to dampening them too quickly. It's really difficult because some of these chord movements are quite difficult. It took me a long time to really get it down. This first bit is pretty easy because you're just lifting your pinky. The next one though, from G major 7 to B minor 7, is a little bit difficult. It's a very awkward movement. You have to move in particular, you have to move your pinky down here from the first string to the 5th string, and that can be a little bit tricky. I would recommend just practicing that movement in isolation for a little while. One thing I do to make it a little bit easier is that when I get to the end of that, I'm already starting to lift my pinky and move it toward the 5th string so that it's better position to start that particular arpeggio. Also, when I play through it, I recorded it twice through separately, so you can just loop that. But pay attention to upstrokes versus downstrokes. It's kind of important insofar as if you do an upstroke where you maybe should have done a downstroke or vice versa, it can be difficult to get to like the next note that you need to play or the next chord or whatever. So try to pay attention to that and do the same thing, or maybe you find something slightly different that's easier for you to play, and that's great. But just be aware of the fact that like what I'm doing here isn't arbitrary. Like it took me a long time to figure out how to arrange the upstrokes and downstrokes in order to make it as easy to play as possible. So yeah, I hope to have a full transcription of the song before too long, but that should keep you busy for a little while. And like if you like it, keep going. Like see what else you can figure out from the song. Anyway, I hope this helps. See you guys.